What's up guys, it's Jay back here with Bearded Auto Media, and today we are going to be installing one of the mods that I'm most excited for on the STI. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so I am so glad to be back in front of the camera in front of you guys today, and we are installing something that I'm really excited about. So I've wanted this since I got the car. I first saw the radio, which obviously you guys know is the iDoing Android head unit that will give you CarPlay. I've wanted that since I got the car. I think that it's something that I've kind of put off because I don't really need it. It's more of a want since I don't drive the car every day, but you know, it's really nice whenever you get in a vehicle to be able to use everything. This head unit that's in the car, this head unit is it's tired. This is the base head unit that comes in most of the like 08 model year to like 14 model year WRXs, Imprezas, Foresters, things like that. And it's tired. The Bluetooth doesn't really work. If the phone does connect to it, which it doesn't often, it usually kicks off in the middle of a call or whatever. Can't really play music through it. You know, I have an hour commute when I do drive the car. I would like to be able to use CarPlay like I have in my 19 Ram. So this is an awesome gift that I got for Christmas, and I'm really excited to put it in the car. So let's just go ahead and unbox it and get down to it. All right guys, so we're trying out something a little bit different today. I'm actually gonna shoot from two different angles and we'll see how things turn out. So here we have got the iDoing Android head unit, and this is for 08 to 14 Foresters and Imprezas, WRXs, STIs, provided that you have the base model radio, which is what I have. So it's not the touchscreen, it's not the nav, it's just the base model radio. In the box, you get a nice little installation / warranty card. That's cool. I don't really think I'll need it, but we'll see. So if you follow me on Instagram, which you should if you haven't, and I would greatly appreciate it if you did, at Bearded Auto Media. That's over on Instagram. I also have a TikTok. It is Bearded Auto Media as well. So check those out. I don't post a whole lot on TikTok, but I am going to start getting a little bit better about it in the new year. I'm going to try out a new schedule there. So, but anyway, if you did see my post on Instagram, you will know that I ordered this, or well, I didn't order it. I got it with the reverse camera. So we'll see how good this is. I'm not 100% sure if this will be an item on the docket for today. We'll see how much time we have. I know the weather looks kind of rough in Ohio right now, so we could run into rain, and I'm gonna need the doors open and the hatch open to be able to install this, because I've got to run some wire back to the hatch, and I've got to make some cuts and things like that. So we'll see if we can get to it today. If not, this may be a part 2. We've got all of our connectors. And actually, they included a panel tool, which is really cool. I have my own, and I'm not sure I'm going to need it today because I've had this thing off so many times that it'll probably just fall off whenever I touch it. But it's really nice that they include that, and it's got a lot of connectors, so I'm a little nervous. Wish me luck. All right, and this is what you came for, and they have this thing super well packaged, so much so that I don't want to break the bezel by pulling too hard, but I'm gonna put this in the bag. Throw that back there. All right, this is it, guys. The iDoing head unit. If you haven't seen these installed in a car, which I'm sure you have, John Nguyen has a really great video out there. Bacon has a great, Bacon? I don't know, you tell me. He's got a great install video as well in his GR hatch. So there are a lot of really good videos out there. I'm not trying to be the best, guys. I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion about this and how the install goes and what I think of it. Hopefully that's enough for you to click the like button and also maybe subscribe to future videos. I'd really appreciate it. So let's compare this to the factory head unit really quick, just so you can see in terms of look and quality as far as just build goes. I want to go ahead and just turn the camera around and give you a shot of both of these next to each other. All right, guys, so as you can see, there is a huge difference. Over here, you've got the factory radio, and that's going to be super dated compared to this upgraded Android unit. I believe this is a 9-inch touchscreen. That is ridiculous, guys. We are putting a 9-inch Android Auto CarPlay unit in a 2011 STI. We are packing so much tech into this car right now. I'm sure that the engineers in 2011 didn't think that this type of head unit was going to be available, or this type of functionality was going to be an option when they built this car. But man, the way iDoing has created this head unit and the way it's styled, everything is packaged really nicely. It looks so premium. It looks like it should have come from the factory this way. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is pop out the bezel for the radio, and I just tend to use my fingernails. I guess this wasn't in there as loosely as I thought it was. I typically just use my fingernails to pull out around. If you're gentle enough, you can just kind of pop it out without breaking off any clips, which we managed to do today. So these vents are going to be reused. Obviously, this did not come with vents, so we're gonna have to swap these out. Thankfully, I wrapped the interior pieces, and when I did that, I cleaned up everything. So everything's really nice and clean in here, so we can just go back together with the radio as soon as we get everything reinstalled into the CarPlay unit. So let's go ahead and start taking out the old radio, and then we'll check out the wiring, see what we're working with in the bag, and we'll get everything connected up. All right, guys, so this is gonna be 4 Phillips head screws. Wonder where that went. Aha. So, pro tip, if you lose a screw down in here and you hear it hit something plastic, if you pull out on the sides of your center console, it should just fall right out. All right, so one more screw and we should be able to pull this thing back out. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this thing back. All right, so right off the rip, it looks like we've got a ground on the side of the radio that we're gonna wanna get off. All right, guys, so now that we've gotten this thing pulled back, we can start popping some of these connectors out. So let's just go ahead and kind of get them out one by one. All right, and that was it. So we got all these connectors that were plugged in, minus this guy here on the factory radio. So I'm not 100% sure what this guy is. That might be for the satellite, because this is a satellite equipped head unit. I did not have that functionality because the car didn't come with an antenna, but I'm gonna bet that that's what that's for. So let's go ahead and get this thing thrown in the back here. I don't think we're gonna be needing it, but I will probably hang on to this just in case I would ever want to go back to factory. It's never a bad idea. And let's take a look at the wiring harnesses that iDoing sends with this unit. All right, so kind of immediately, it's a bit overwhelming. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but that's something. We'll find a place for that. All right, so we've got some audio jacks here. And so this is gonna be more for like your subwoofers and aftermarket stereo systems, which we're not gonna need because I'm not hooking anything like that up yet. It could happen, at least maybe a sub, but we'll see how much power this head unit's packing before I start talking like that. So I'm gonna guess this is gonna be our SIM card for the 4G. So we probably will not be using that either. But it's nice to know that I can come in here, pull it out, and reinstall it if I ever need to. So this will be Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, I'm sorry, Wi-Fi break. We will not be needing this because I don't want this thing to be disabled when we're moving. So that's that. So there's the microphone, and this is probably going to be for our microphone that we're going to mount. So this looks like a good old USB. That's good. Got our GPS antenna, so we can use the factory navigation that comes on the iDoing head unit. I'm not sure how reliable it'll be or whatever, but we're going to go ahead and just mount it, and if we use it, we use it. If we don't, we don't. I'm starting to think these are antennas for the LTE, which we're not going to use. I just want the head unit to work with Apple CarPlay. That's really all I'm here for. So there's the microphone. We're going to mount that kind of like up over the middle or over my like cockpit area over there. That way it can hear me well. So that'll probably be one of the last things we do. So here are the USBs, and these are going to be I believe these will charge, and these also are going to be for CarPlay. So from what I understand, they give us quite a bit here. I'm not 100% sure this is going to be enough to be able to reach back to the factory location. And that's really where I want to put these. I want these to be in the factory location. So if I cannot get them there today, I will probably just route them into the glove box, and then I will come back and maybe get some extensions and run those up underneath the center console and back into the little glove box here, so that I can have them located in the factory area, because I don't want these kind of just flopping around, and I don't want to have to open my glove box every time I want to use CarPlay. I think that kind of defeats the purpose of having it like accessible. So we'll see what happens. These may get routed into the glove box for today, and then we'll come back later and reroute them, but we'll see. Alright, so this looks like what we're going to be using to mount our camera. This is going to be running in line with a couple other, this is like, yeah, okay, so reverse lights probably, yeah, so this is going to be everything we need to kind of power the auxiliary camera, which is really nice. I'm actually really impressed with how they set this up. They kind of make it a do-it-yourself kit, and I really like that. This looks like an antenna, so just your stationary antenna. And what I have seen, like in John England's video, this doesn't fit. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. We'll see. I may or may not end up using this. If it doesn't work, we'll just have to use the factory and just hope that the AM/FM works. Alright guys, so now that I've kind of identified everything that I need, I think we're going to go ahead and start plugging stuff in. So I'm going to hold off on the backup camera stuff and just make sure that the radio works, everything works as it's supposed to, and then we'll worry about this. So we're going to kind of put this off to the side for now. I'm not thinking this is going to fit, but we're going to give it a shot. So I may just end up using the factory connector. And what I mean is that this is not set up the same as this. So we'll hold them right next to each other. This is the iDoing, and this is factory. So I don't think this is going to work. I'm going to go ahead and just try to plug it in for myself. And just satisfaction of knowing that that's not going to work. Oh yeah. Not even going to go in. We'll switch it back out then. Yeah, that went right on. Okay. Well, we'll use the factory. No harm done. So, alright. So, now we need to get some things plugged into the iDoing unit. I'm going to grab my USBs I'm gonna go ahead and run it down here into the glove box. This is not where I want to put it, and ultimately it will end up in the center console glove box, but until such time, I think we'll just leave it here and that'll be okay. So there those are, and I'll kick the camera around so you can see. So now we've got them kind of routed in and down, and you can feel your way through here. So definitely doable. Let's go ahead and get the GPS antenna mounted. Alright, so we're going to pop this cap off here. It says GPS on it. And we're just going to make sure that is square. And we're going to start turning. We'll just run that down until it is snug, finger tight. Perfect. And that won't interfere with anything. That'll just sit right on top there, nice and neat. There's really nothing to tie it off to, so we'll just leave it there like that. Now that we've got those, let's go ahead and pop out our vents, which is very easy to do, and we'll get them transferred over. So you just push down gently, pop it out, easy peasy. And they line up exactly the same way in this unit, and just click them into place. They're not super tight in there, but I don't expect them to be. It's not going to be perfect. Man, if that doesn't just look awesome. And I'm going to give it to this camera over here because I want this in high definition. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is so good looking. That's so good looking. And I'm so glad that I wrapped the interior pieces in this nice satin black from Metro Restyling. This is the Avery Dennison satin black. It is so close to being a match. I mean, it is so close. And I did this wrap in kind of preparation that this was going to be in the car at some point. I just didn't know when. And I'm so glad that I did it because it's going to tie everything together so nicely whenever this is finished up. All right, so now that we got the vents, let's go ahead and plug in the USB dongles here. So those are in. All right, and so now we're gonna start plugging in our factory harnesses. So this is gonna be our antenna. I'm sitting in the passenger seat and this thing's like, I'm sinking. This is the part where you really need two sets of hands. Sorry if you guys can't see any of this. So we're gonna plug this sucker in. We're not gonna plug that sucker in. That sucker doesn't get plugged back in. So we've got two white factory plugs that are gonna be plugging in here and here, it appears. This black factory plug isn't gonna be plugging back in, and then we've got our ground, which we're gonna have to screw in somewhere. We're gonna have to figure out where that goes first before we put power on this radio. I literally don't think I was recording the radio at all. So if you guys missed that, you missed literally me talking about everything. My camera randomly shut off. That really sucks. I'm glad I realized that kind of before we started the car up. Now that I've got everything plugged in, I've got power to it, I think it's time to go ahead and start the car and just see if the head unit comes on. Nothing to it but to do it, so let's go ahead and turn the car on accessory and we'll just see what happens. Windshield wipers are on. Sick. So the head unit is on. So are my windshield wipers. So let's click over to the radio real quick.
Buy and get this free information by dialing.
It would appear that the radio works, so that's good. All right, so we've got this far. I don't smell anything hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide old girl into her final resting place. And that's okay. You know, like I was worried about that not fitting well. I think that fits just fine. All right, guys, so let's just talk about this thing for a minute. So this is super peppy. It is very responsive. I'm just kind of going through and looking at the settings. I know that we can do RGB. Okay, this is going to be your RGB off to the side. So you could do blue if you wanted to, if you felt so inclined. You could do white, which I may go back to white, but for now we're going to stick with red. So we've got now factory matched lights here off to the side, which is really cool. Default boot volume, let's set that down to 10 because I don't want this thing blasting me when I get in the car. So steering wheel settings, wow. So this is, we're gonna actually do this really quick. So I'm gonna do a couple buttons. It's gonna be the volume up button. So we're gonna hold the button. So please select learning function below. So that's gonna be volume up. All right. That's good. All right, so now we're gonna do volume down. All right, so now I got volume up, volume down, that works. Now we're gonna do channel up. We're gonna jump up. All right, do the channel down, so that's gonna be a jump back. Now we're gonna do the mode, so it's gonna be the source button. So we're gonna hold down on that, we're gonna click that. All right, so we've switched sources. Cool. Love it. Very good. All right. Again, I'm gonna get copyrighted on this. I know it's gonna happen. Okay, so we've got like a 15,000 band EQ. So I'll go and set that at some point. It also comes preloaded with apps, so I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you know, you've got Chrome. So if you've got like a hotspot tethered, I'll probably sync my hotspot on my phone to this so that I can do like some surfing from time to time, like if I'm sitting in here waiting on somebody or whatever. You've got Maps, so you've got Google Maps, you have Play Store, so I would assume you could probably download apps onto this as you would any other Android. YouTube comes standard on here, so that's pretty sick. That's actually really cool. And if you're wondering why the screen's grainy, it's probably because I haven't taken off the cover yet, and so once you get that off, pretty glossy, guys, I gotta be honest. Cool, you can turn the screen off, so when you're driving at night or whatever, if it's bugging you, and then it comes back on when you hit it. Yeah, man, that's pretty wonderful. Like I said, I mean, I'm like extremely happy with how snappy this thing is. So I, like most people, I'm probably gonna end up using CarPlay a lot more than what I would the built-in apps. And I think that's kind of normal for most anybody. But I gotta tell you, I'm stoked, guys. I'm really excited about this. If you're an Android person, like an Android user, then this is gonna be right down your alley. This is basically just like using an Android phone. All right, so I think I've done all I can do with this for the moment. So I'm gonna go grab a factory Apple cable and we're gonna plug in and see if we can get CarPlay to work. And the next video we will be routing the cable for the reverse camera and we'll be mounting that as well. I haven't exactly figured out where I want to mount that yet. I definitely know it's going to be up under where the license plate is, but we'll figure that out in the next one. So let me go grab this cable and we'll go ahead and plug in and see what the CarPlay looks like. So let's go ahead and pair my phone. I'd assume it's in here somewhere. We have to go to the Bluetooth menu. And our pairing password is zeros. We're gonna allow our contacts to sync. And when you know it, I'm getting a call already. So we're gonna silence that. So now that we're paired, I'm gonna try here. We'll play some audio. Huh. Got nothing, boys. Alright, So we are going to see, I'm going to scoot back from the dash. All right, so we are going to see here if I can get this sucker to work here. Got CarLink here. And this may not be a good cable to use. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the car up because it is a cold day in Ohio. So let's go ahead and see what this thing looks like when it boots up. And that thing is quick, guys. I gotta tell you, the boot up on this thing is awesome. So it does shut off when you start it. So that's all right, but it comes right back up. And I think that's the coolest thing. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the glove box here. I'm gonna grab one of these USB dongles, get my factory Apple USB out, and we're gonna plug in and see what CarPlay looks like on this thing. So I'm plugged in. The phone is charging, so let's go ahead and hit the CarLink. It's waiting for my phone, so I probably need to open my phone. And it's just not allowing us to log in. This is a bummer, guys. Like, cannot get this thing to connect. So guys, since I talked to you last, I have been researching this to death. I cannot get CarPlay to work on this thing. Apparently there is an app called Z-Link that will allow you to mirror your CarPlay onto the Android head unit. My head unit does not have that. I have a couple of different apps, neither of them do what I want. One of them doesn't even work at all. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get this to work, but I may have to call it on this one because I'm totally out of daylight. I'm gonna work on it for a few more minutes and just see if I can get it, but otherwise I may just have to do a little bit more research tonight and finish this video up tomorrow. Seafood or something, food truck. All right guys, so I'm gonna attempt to fix this CarPlay issue. I finally got a little bit of free time, so we're gonna see if we can get this thing straightened out. Look at that. You guys probably can't even see it because the lighting sucks in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this thing out really quick, and I'm gonna install the single USB dongle. This is not a split pair, so this is just one single, and we're gonna see if this does it. All right, as you guys can see, we've got 3 dongles now. So I had a follower reach out. His name is Hunter Vasquez on Instagram. He's at blurple.sti. So you guys can go find him. He's got a sick plasma blue sedan, and it is gorgeous. He has this head unit, and he was giving me kind of some troubleshooting tips, and he said this might be one to try. He said he actually had a dongle that was labeled CarPlay. Mine were not labeled at all whatsoever, so I'm gonna try all 3 of these and see if I can get one of them to connect now. If I can't get that, then I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. So let's get this thing powered up and let's see if this works. So, well, that's weird. So I just got a notification on my phone to finish setting up CarPlay, which is super weird because I did not get this yesterday. I wonder if this is wireless. This for sure did not happen yesterday. So let's go to the CarLink app. Bro, are you serious? No way. Guys, I literally was out here messing with this for like an hour, almost an hour and a half yesterday. I just get in the car and it connects wirelessly without me having to do anything. So I don't know what the deal is with this, but I'm not mad. So I guess let's go for a little drive down the street. I'm not 100% sure how well this is gonna work because I don't have my tripod or any type of mount with me. I'm just holding the camera with my hand, but we'll go ahead and just go ahead and go down the street because I've got to go pick up dinner anyway. No lie, this sucker is brutally bright. Holding a camera and trying to drive a standard is brutal. But that's so sick, guys. It's so bright though. Like, I'm gonna have to turn this thing down. We are almost to our destination, which is Chick-fil-A. Guys, I swear, Chick-fil-A has to be like the most organized situation that I've ever seen. I love coming here because I know I'm gonna get exactly what I order. We are waiting in line to get the goods. That was a grind, my friend. Hope nobody heard that. That's embarrassing. I just want it to be known that I don't eat like this regularly. But man, when you want Chick-fil-A, it's kind of like White Castle. You just kind of want it. On a complete side note, I really need to get some pulse dampers for the fuel pressure regulator, because this line rattle on the floorboard, you can hear it. It's really annoying. We're gonna hang out really quick and just make sure the food order's right. Would you just look at it? Oh, look at those crispy fries. Whew. Let's get this home so we can eat. Look at that screen. Guys, if you're on the fence about getting this head unit, definitely get it. I mean, it's gorgeous. The CarPlay works flawlessly from what I can tell. Again, just a short hop here. It was a 15-20 minute drive, and I think it looks awesome. I think that's gonna kind of end this one. I'm gonna get this food home so I can eat. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, drop a comment. If you have any questions, go over to the socials at Bearded Auto Media and give me a follow there. That'll give you a good idea of what's coming as well. So we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.